request. It's all local.
Very
How
cool.
about we play something for my favorite person in the world, really? Ariel doesn't even know how much I love her and appreciate her. You know,
She's
the
awesome.
the way that her and David have supported me. I've been in a couple of bands now, and I've been doing stuff all my life. And to have someone that will be there every Wednesday for 2 years, and in David's case, every Wednesday for 3 years, is priceless. People just don't do that shit.
Yep.
So this is for Ariel. Let's get mad. Get angry. I'm playing. This is for you, Elliot Roberts. Thank you for touching us all. All the best to yours always.
Drifting to sleep and just fade away. No one will know where you will go. Your safest space, 'cause hiding behind your cute little smile, the darkness it grows with each passing hour. Can't turn back the time.
bottle on the front step. Bad intentions all around. The voice of reason just can't make it to my ears. Mind made up before my feet can hit the ground. She said, boy, I want you to stay. Can't just pack your bag and leave me here, follow this way. She said, boy, I want you to stay. Like a fool, I turned around and walked away. Made it halfway down the driveway. Things I left behind came flying out the door. Checked the rear view just to see her one last time. She was knocking great big holes from the ceiling to the floor. She was screaming, "Oh, I want you to stay. Can't just pack your bag and leave me here, follow this way." She said, "Boy, I want you to stay." Like a fool, I turned around and walked away. Damnest thing is now I can't seem to remember what made our lives end up this way. I get so lonely and my heart is torn in two. I should've listened to the last thing I heard her say. She said, "Boy, I want you to stay. Can't just pack your bag and leave me here, follow this way." She said, "Boy, I want you to stay." Like a fool, I turned around and walked away. She said, "Boy, I want you to stay. Can't just pack your bag and leave me falling apart this way." She said, "Boy, I want you to stay." Like a fool, I turned around and walked away. Like a fool, I turned around and walked away.
That is the band The Trespassers, and that's right. I think you caught me singing. You guys like those jams? We still
Fuck yeah.
got G with us, and Steven, thank you so much for hanging out, bro.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
sorry.
I'm enjoying it, man. I want to hear some Perico.
Perico coming right up by request. But
Hell
first, I have a song. I have two. One's called You. Submitted by G-Rad. Y'all want to hear that one?
Let's go.
Damn it. Her ass is greener on the other side.
Okay, I got something to say about that song.
Okay, thank you. I love it.
That was actually written about my ex-girlfriend.
All right, perfect.
Do I know this ex-girlfriend?
Yes, you do.
There we are. Well, bro, that jams. That jams. I couldn't hear all the words, but I listened to a lot of them. I got the gist of it.
You can't hear the words because he's blind.
Go to hell.
Well, I love it. Like, I love just hanging out with you and, knowing who you are. When I saw you with Iron Man, I've already talked to John Perez on 2 different occasions since then. And he's the first one to bring you up, G.
Really?
Yeah, because he was there. He was skipping out on Rotting Corpse that night, and he came over there playing hooky watching Iron Man. So he had never seen you before.
Oh, wow.
And so I told him, I said, he doesn't really move much, and it doesn't look like he's doing a lot, but he never misses a beat. Never. That dude is perfect timing, never misses a beat, and he's actually hitting the drums pretty hard.
He hits them really fucking hard.
I'm a hard hitter. What can I say?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I love watching musicians perform. I've been doing it since I was a young kid, and watching you perform is at the top of the list. It's just phenomenal to just watch you perform, whether you can see, hear, deaf, dumb, blind, or not, dude. Just watching you perform is fun.
So that song you just played, he does the guitars, the bass, the lead, the drums, the singing. That's all him.
That's all
Thank
me.
you,
I'm
Sorem.
playing all those instruments, and I produced it myself.
Yeah. You want to talk to us about it? Like, when did you record it, for example?
Okay, so I actually recorded the song. Well, I just released the album back in April this year.
Okay.
What I do is I actually recorded the song, and I record all of my songs that same way. And I will sit down, I'll come up with the guitar riff, and I'm just like, okay. And I can think of a million ways to play the drums to this riff, but I think about what are the riffs I'm going to surround it with and how I can transition. So when I'm sitting there writing these songs, I'm thinking to myself, okay, one piece at a time, like a chess puzzle, like a chessboard. I can only move one piece at a time, but as I'm sitting there writing this stuff, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, that actually sounds pretty heavy. And I would grab an instrumental, like a piece or a clip, and I'd send it out to Steve, maybe a couple of other friends, and be like, hey, check this out. What do you think? And they'll be honest with me. They'll either say it sucks or it don't, And then I'll just the lyrics. I'm not the best at vocals. I'll be the first to admit it. I absolutely suck at vocals, but I still do it because I enjoy what I do, and I have a message to say with everything that I do. Yeah. And so I put these songs together and the vocals is always the hardest part. And then
Sure.
I have over 100 something originals that I've written and recorded, and I just piece a bunch together and make an album out of it. And that's
Isn't that a Johnny Cash song?
Do what?
Isn't that a Johnny Cash song? One piece at a time?
Yeah, something like that. But no, that's and so when I do this because it's my passion. It's just it's something I've always done. Like my first original recording setup was a bunch of speakers wired in reverse for microphones surrounding a drum set, and using one of those old school 1970s realistic dual cassette decks with a 1/4-inch microphone jacks, and I just kind of jury rigged all the speakers together and kind of surrounded myself in a stereo field of microphones, and that's how I'd record drums and stuff. Back
Steve
when I was
pointing that out, that's what he has jury rigged up in his studio behind him now.
G has engineered that
amazing.
At some point.
Do what?
You have engineered my little setup studio at one point in my bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
a long time ago.
yeah, it was. And now, like my band's like we actually rehearse here in my room,
Yeah.
and I record all the rehearsals, and like I could literally spit them out, and they sound like studio recordings
Yeah.
just from a rehearsal.
Yeah, man, you should see us at his house in rehearsal. It's his bedroom, and we're all standing around his bed, looking at each other. Of course, his drum kit is up against the corner of the wall, so we're just looking at his ass while we're all rehearsing together.
All right. Well, you can invite me, or I can invite myself.
Yep.
Now, since this is 2025 and I am who I am and I work the magic that I work, what you can do is just send me one song, or part of one song. And, I don't care. YouTube's not going to shut down my channel or my show for playing a cover of a System of a Down song.
No,
I mean,
man. No, reserve it for original, man.
Yeah, I prefer original,
Play the originals, bro.
I'm not a tribute hater, dude.
I know.
I don't care what music you're playing.
Yeah.
I only have one expectation, and that's that you actually fucking play the music.
Yep.
That's my only expectation. I think everybody has their place. And the thing that I appreciate about tribute bands or, covers is that, it gives a musician or musicians things to do that are real while you work on your original music. It gives you another option.
Yeah.
But that I'm not opposed to just being tribute only either. But that's my way of tipping my hat to you, G, that you're making all this original music.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It means a lot to me because as long as people are going to keep, even if people are not listening, I'm still going to keep doing it just because. But I appreciate the love and support that people give me, because I got some things coming up that I will actually be talking to you about, Rick, potentially for something for me. And I'm going to go ahead and put this out there is I am looking to do something to raise funds to get me some new hearing aids. But now I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to step on the Elliott Memorial Show at all.
Yeah, that's fine. You're welcome here anytime. I don't know that there's anything I can do. I can't get anybody to give me any money to operate.
You don't need just putting the word out. That's all I can ask for from anybody, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and there's a big difference between me operating this show and someone as someone that has already moved many lives. I mean, look, here's Megan Moshpit.
Oh shit, Megan Moshpit, what's up?
Thank you, Megan. It's so good to see you, and I think about you every day and hope you're doing well. Megan going through some shit with her family in California.
Well,
and, Dylan also. So Dylan, do y'all know who this guy is?
Sorry, I don't.
Dylan, do you have some Jess Exteen music for us to play?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he plays in Jess Exteen,
Okay.
but he's definitely the band manager.
Gotcha.
And so both of y'all know these people here, Megan and Dylan.
Yeah.
You know that anytime you have new music, I want to play it, But anytime you have shows, and that's where you guys come in with your tribute shows. Man, I love promoting your shows, man. I love supporting you guys.
Thank you so much.
Hey, G. Dylan Eugene Long just joined us. He said he met you at Dead Dog.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
For those that don't know, G is blind. He cannot see the comments.
Yeah, so also Studio Mom chimes in and says, hell yeah, Dylan is the best. So got you some support there, Dylan, in the chats, and just letting you know, G. And then we got another one that says, I'll be there Friday. That's Dylan back to this is Christy, Studio Mom, at Studio 801 doing the purple show and the red show.
Awesome.
Purple show is this Sunday. The red show is the following Sunday. Dylan said he'll be there at G show on Friday with Iron Man.
And of course, we're hoping all y'all will be the next following Sunday at the Elliot Roberts show.
It's 2 Sundays. I think it's 2 Sundays away, 2 or 3 Sundays. But yeah.
Yes, you're correct. 2, 3 Sundays away, actually. Yeah, this Sunday,
Yeah.
next Sunday, and the following.
Yeah, so 3 more Sundays. August
I'll
10th.
definitely come back on the show before then.
Well, I'll make sure I put together some graphics to share every week and do my part.
You're the best, Rick.
I enjoy it, man. You know, I really do.
I'm enjoying myself still. I mean, I ain't got nothing to do. This is what I wouldn't mind helping out as much as I can with this, you know.
Thank you, G, man. You already are. And you know, I don't know what to tell you, but that like that song is kick ass. I have another song of yours called Two Piece of the Yeet.
Yeet Grease. Like that's more of a hip hop song. Yeah, that's okay. So the story behind that song is me and my cousin Tyler, we like to barbecue, and we get together, and one day we were getting ready to go. We call it the fun store, which is the liquor store. So we were taking a route out to the liquor store, and we buy like all our parties generally consisted of like a bottle of Texas 2x4 whiskey, Jägermeister, and Fireball Hot 100.
Nice.
Those are the 3 main things. And, you know, this is back in the days, you know, but so randomly Tyler asked me, he goes, you want a 2-piece of the Yeet Grease? And it just kind of stuck, which made a double shot.
Gotcha.
Because whenever you take a shot, I was like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's also known as $20, or it used to be. It's probably $30 now. Double shot of Crown.
Yeah. No kidding. I can't even afford to pay attention.
It was $30 at the Rangers Stadium 15 years ago. Oh yeah, double shot of Crown, $30. It was sick. But you know, it pays off, I guess.
Yeah, well,
I have a
as long as
Rangers
they win, it
story.
pays off.
Me and my brother Jerry went to see a Rangers game. We went to go get our doubles of double crowns, and the lady at the bar had my beard braided at the time, and had these skull rings, like these skull jewelry rings in my beard.
Wow.
And the lady that was behind the bar at the Rangers bar, she said, "Oh my God, are those skull? Can I?" And I was like, and I had one that was loose, you know, so I just took it off and I handed it to her. I said, "Here, I might lose this. Would you like to have it?" She's like, "Oh, great, I love that." Kid you not, she's freaking out over just a little skull that was in my beard. It's made of plastic.
Do you want me to send you something heavy instead for another track, or?
Yes.
Well, yeah, please. Yeah, if that's what you want, man. I want to
I can send it to you right now, actually.
Yeah, well, let me finish the story while you're telling it, because I just got to the good part. And that is that she said, I'm gonna take care of y'all. And this was me and my brother Jerry. And about that time, like, cops and security came up and took us down to the front row behind home plate. Treated us like we were Pantera.
Hell yeah.
So I think she just told them, these guys are rock stars.
There you go. Rockstar treating you.
But that's when that double shot of Crown can pay off at $30 a double shot. Oh, plus I'm sure I gave her $40. There's no way I didn't give her $40 as a tip, right?
Right.
All right. So what I'm going to do, G, is I'm going to play another song, and then everyone listening, thanks for hanging out with us, because I'm really enjoying my time together with Steven and G, remarkable people. And I'm going to play another song and then check my email, get G's song uploaded, and we're going to go that way. All right. So here's a band I haven't played. Oh, wait, Kill House. That's who I'm committed to play. This is called Raised by Screens.
Are you on drugs? Are you hooked? Do you shoot? Do you snort? Do you smoke? Do you cook? Are you an addict? You gotta have it. I hear there's 28 days between pleasure and habit, and here's a little blue pill so you can fuck like a rabbit. Plan B? You better grab it. Cause the rich white man says you better not stab it. If the left can't dance and the right can't lead, and the liberal in the middle stepping all over your feet. Dead bodies don't feel the economic mistake. Do as I say, not as I do. Well, I learned it all by watching you. Were you infected or affected? Accepted or rejected? An internet fiend, a movie star dream, a country so vain with my insecure teens. Are you a troll or a vulture? Cancelled or cultured? Hit like, swipe right, take a selfie with a filter, get the face just right. Do as I say, not as I do. I learned it all by watching you. Are you woke? What a joke. So sick of that bullshit, I'm ready to choke. On the feed, on the greed, all the fear and the lies crawling all over the screen. Do you spare the rod? Blame God, keep voting for the same man you know is a bug. Walk that walk, talk that shit. One in the barrel, 16 in the clip. Welcome to the new Wild Wild West. The required tire is a bulletproof vest. Striving for perfection, we lost the direction, the atom, communication, and we lost the connection. All your wants, all your needs, bought and sold, raise my screens. When there was no punishment, this is what you get. A whole world full of criminals and pieces of shit. World full of criminals and pieces of shit. World full of criminals and pieces of shit. We sell bullets like cigarettes, reward all the crooks. We play internet doctors, remove all the books. No! When there is no punishment, this is what you get. A whole world full of criminals and pieces of shit. I say eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. My words are the weapon, and I will do
Yeah.
Choo-hoo. Got him a little Michael Jackson in at the end there. Is that what that was? Choo-hoo. That would be a tee. Anyway, I'm glad that I got to play Kill House for you dudes because, you know, I think that's your kind of shit.
Yep. You get any of that Levantine in there?
No, I do not. As a matter of fact, I also didn't get anything from Gerald and G-Rad in the Gmail either. So
Okay.
what I'm doing right now is I just posted, if everybody looks up on the screen,
Yep.
email song file as MP3 under 30 megabytes,
I just sent it.
outlaw video TV at Gmail. Oh, God, I'm so high. So it's Gmail. You get it. It's just Outlaw Video TV at Gmail. During the next song, I'll make sure I post it correctly so it's it's not, it's linked.
GMAC.
Well,
G-Rad.
what it is I'm on my computer and I'm engineering and it's hard for me to see shit. So
I know that
Oh.
feeling.
It's
you
hard to
think
trust
you're
you.
blind?
I just sent you another track.
I'm so blind I couldn't eat a bat.
Jeez.
Oh my.
I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna check the email again while I'm playing the next song. And man, I'm so glad that y'all like that Kill House.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
They've been supporting Blow Your Brains Out for a couple of years now, and I'm so thankful, man, because not only is Jared cool, but you know that fucking music, it's pretty original for, you know, I mean, I like heavy music. I'm not anti, like, you know, the heaviest, as heavy as you can get, but it's still got to be done right,
Yep.
you know. All right, so speaking of the heavy as you can get and done right, how about some Rico?
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I'm
Love
sorry.
these guys.
I normally do not turn my camera off like that. Like I apologize for doing that to you.
Oh, you're good.
All right. So, oh, I do have some Moon Falling I can play after this.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Mr. Mouse, if I'm reading this correctly, it says you're getting a divorce because your wife has been terribly silly?
No, Your Honor. It's because she's been fucking goofy.
Hell yeah.
And you shall receive Rico.
Rico. I learned of those guys because of you, brother.
Well, thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they did all the work, man. I'm just having a good time. And if that good time means we all have at least a little bit better time, that kicks ass, bro.
Yeah.
Always, always.
I just got done with this mosh pit in my bedroom.
Hey, do you know any shows coming up with The Scene? I meant with The Scene. That's the name of the song. Moon Falling.
Yeah, the only one I know of is like I said, they're going to be at the August 10th show with us.
Oh, that's right. They're going to be
Welcome.
there on August the 10th. Well, I'll have to change the graphic on the screen for the band Moon Falling. This is their song. It's a classic. It's epic. It's called The Scene.
Hell
Lay
yeah.
that on you.
I need to avoid and drown out all the noise coming from this overcrowded scene. Everyone is talking, but nobody's really listening. All of this rejection, and there's no direction. I know it's a nightmare, but it's my dream. When did it all stop? And everyone forgot the feeling. The scene is cruel and exhausting. Is this really all that there is? And I'd rather be hated than invited to that circus. I've seen enough and it haunts me. And they tell a different story to you every time. So why do they all sound the same every night? See, they like the way the life feels only when it's ideal and they're invincible. Why do all the good ones even try? The scene is cruel and exhausting. Is this really all that there is? And I'd rather be hated than invited to that circus. I've seen enough and it
Epic. Hell yeah, that's one local
That's
band I
awesome.
have not seen and I would like to see.
Fuck yeah, man. They're great.
That's awesome. That's
course,
actually the first time I got to hear Moonfallen.
Yep. Of course, their bass player is Matt Hinkley, which is also with us in Texicity.
Okay.
He was on the
He
show
was on
earlier.
the show earlier tonight.
Yep. Yep. That is their bass player.
That is badass.
Yes,
And G,
solid.
I'm honored that you got to hear first. Yeah, honored you got to hear it here first, if that's what you said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, man. That's like, that to me is just part of what life and listening to music is all about. We all like to share the things that we love, and we all like to, have at least enough things in common with some other people that enjoy the same things, and that's music.
Oh, yeah.
Music is a common ground for everybody, really.
Yeah, so listening to it together and sharing it with others, and that's just always been what life was right there. I've been doing that all my life, so thank you
It's always
guys
been my
for
forte.
participating.
It's always been
Hey,
my
Dylan,
expression.
I had to have an MP4. I posted that in the comments pretty much for you. I love you, brother. That's why I'm taking a minute here to tell you. And Jess X16, I want the very best for y'all always. So I need an MP4. I can load it right up. It's got to be under 300 megabytes. All right. And that's to anyone else also. Any band, if you have a music video you want me to play, that's the plan. What I see in the future, it might take a year from today to get there. But in the future, I do see having a show that lasts at least one whole hour that's just all band music videos.
That'd be awesome, especially if it's local music videos. And I was actually thinking about this. Wouldn't it be okay to, even if it was a live show performance with good quality sound?
That's the thing is this StreamYard, they have been upgrading and everything. So they might be better now, but their ability to carry sound is not their best quality.
I've actually haven't had any problems on my end as far as because I'm listening through my computer and through my studio.
No, it's when you turn it up live. This system, I believe, I'm taking a guess by a 3 years, 4 years experience using it, but I think they're focused on picking up people's voices and having this podcast, not so much the louder, the bass bumping and the decibels, and it's
Uh,
just it doesn't translate as good, and they need to fix that because
yeah,
StreamYard, as far as I'm aware, is still the only service.
well, I haven't really noticed any major issues on my end, and I'm hearing everything in stereo and all.
Okay, maybe I misunderstood you. You mean like a live band? Didn't you say something about a live band performance?
Like if a band was to like say they did a show and they had it recorded on like a phone, but they also had soundboard audio, and they mixed the two together to make like a audio quality performance of a live show.
Oh, and then send me that video to play.
Correct.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That is 100% doable. Again, as long as it's
That would
shrunk, you
actually
might
be
have to
best because
compress it.
not only do you get to hear the band, but you also get to see the band. Instead
Man,
of
that's
making them go out
exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, and here's the thing: is that if I just had the
coming from the
ability,
blind guy, no less.
yeah, coming from a blind guy, no less, y'all. It's so obvious. Well, I'm telling you, if I just had the ability, I would do that myself. Like I would go out and I would film the shows, bring it back home, run it through my editing program, put some shit in it, and show them. But uh, one of the reasons that I do this is because it's something I can do from the convenience of my house without spending gas money, beer money, all of that stuff that I do when I go out. And so it limits my being able, or I've always been limited, to going out, to once every 2 or 3 months. So that's the downside of what I do. The upside is I get to be here every Wednesday, enjoying all this time together with good people like y'all.
No, you got to do what you got to do with the resources you have, my friend.
Mm-hmm. That's the name of the game.
Absolutely.
I'm a very productive, resourceful, efficient person. Like I taught myself music in my 40s.
Oh
Like
wow.
taught myself music. I know music. I can teach you basic music theory.
Oh yeah.
And that's not that big of a deal, but I did it and I put together a band and we performed. We opened up for big bands like Diamond Head and Raven and Warlock, Texas was my favorite band show that we did at Diamond Gems. That place was packed.
Do you remember a band called Grin? Gryn?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I also used to hang around some guys in a band called South 40 back in the days too.
Yeah.
The good times of
Yeah.
always.
I don't claim to have caught everyone, because there's grain, and the thing is that I raised children, and so when I raise kids, I tend to focus on my kids' activities more than I do my own.
That's what's hard for me to make these shows, man. Having a wife and kid also, and she already puts up with the fact that I have my own shows, and nonetheless trying to go see other people's shows, and unfortunately, that's just the way it is, man.
It is, and I think you just have to be good with it, and I'm sure you are. You don't need my encouragement. But yeah, you just have to be good with it. Trying your best is all you can do, and especially if you're a musician and you've cut out a lifestyle where you can, perform at a level that you're happy with. That's living the life right there, bro.
Fuck yeah.
And I respect you. I respect every one of you for doing it because I did it. I put together a band called Mr. Freak and the Freak Show Band. We did 12 shows or something before we broke up. It was one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life.
There's a lot that goes into putting a band together.
Well, it took 100% of everything. Keep in mind, I'm teaching myself music before this and during this, and to such an extent that after this band, which I was just a songwriter and singer, I started my second band, me and my dead friends, where I played guitar and sang. So I got good enough on guitar where I could fucking play my own damn songs, and I was dangerous.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat, being 41 years old myself, and never understanding music. So I'm learning it myself. I've been playing guitar for 30 fucking years, and I'm just now taking guitar lessons. So I know how it feels, man. I know what you're going through, and I'm not a singer, but I am a guitarist. But I'm having to do backing vocals and guitar, and there's a lot of challenge with that, especially with the System of a Down stuff, So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, if you don't mind, thanks for bringing it up. Music is like everything else. It's just nuts and bolts, just a bunch of simple things that you put together.
Yeah.
And so you're already playing guitar, you know your way around. Music itself, or music theory, it's no more complicated than what you're already aware of. It's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, ti, la, so, fa, re, mi, do. I'm sure I'm off there. I don't rehearse every day anymore because I'm a father. I'm a full-time father.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying is when I did music, my children were out of the house and independent, and I had that time in my life where I could do what I wanted after raising my kids, and I chose to do music. And so I did it, but to do it, I did music every day. I only worked when I am fortunate to have a house painting business. So I just had to put off a lot of business, and I did one job every couple of months or so, enough to make money and kick it down the road. I wanted nothing more to do than to wake up in the morning and do music.
Wake up. Wake up.
Yeah, and I honestly, I believe that's what it takes. No disrespect to anyone who's not able to do that. But I believe if you're planning on making a career out of music, you have to make a career out of it, even if you're not making money. And if you don't believe in yourself enough to do that, then you're probably not, a career-oriented musician. But I was at the time 100% convinced that I could make, enough money independently to pay my bills. I had a strategy and a plan. But everything changed because my daughter passed away. She OD'd, and I became full-time dad of her 6-month-old son at the time.
Yeah.
And I have no regrets. I'll say that to emphasize how much I appreciate y'all sitting here shooting the shit with me. Thanks.
For sure, man.
Yep. Did you get my email with my other song in it?
Not only did I get your email, G, I believe I have it loaded up. Let's see.
He's so needy.
Damn.
That's it. Isn't that it?
Princess G.
Let me do it this way. If I hit rename, it'll tell me. Yeah, that's it. I knew I had it loaded up.
Right on.
You want to introduce us?
The song is called Your Own Disgrace. And I wrote this song back in 2021. And the story behind it is my friend and his ex girlfriend just separated and split up, and they had a kid together. And she tries to live this reality where she could manipulate her way into getting everything the way she wanted to, only for him to pretty much, you know, tell her that life is not, the way you're going to get it. You're not going to get everything you want just because want it that way. You're going to have to actually work for it. And
Say
don't
what?
think you're not naive to the reality of what's going on in front of you.
I don't even remember what you're talking about, fool. You better get
Who's
to work.
that?
You better get to work. What you
Oh,
talking about?
hell yeah.
So I got to work, and it sounds like this.
Oh my goodness. Fucking does not suck. That's really good, man. Thank you
Thanks,
very much.
man. Appreciate that.
Let's talk about the vocals.
The
I like
vocals?
it. Yeah, let's talk about those vocals, man. I like it. I like the
Uh,
way that you've compiled that. I can't wait to hear it on a better sound system. I'm hearing it on my computer. It's driving me nuts.
yeah, my vocals is like triple tracked for something like that.
Uh huh.
And it's it's typical metal screaming at three different like pitches, and then
Uh
just
huh.
blend them together to kind of get that sound that I do. And so it doesn't hurt my voice at all. It doesn't hurt my throat at all. It's just one of those things. It's like when you learn how to do it, the right way, where I didn't before. But it's just like blending the two or three pitches together, in this case three for that song, and making sure that it sounds right, and making sure that I don't like say something out of alignment, because if you something out of alignment, it's just not going to work. So the vocal tracks have to be precisely identical, except for the
Sure.
pitch of what you're doing the growler vocals to scream at, and
Mhm.
so that's how I did that. And you know listening to it, it's just like, geez. And of course, you get a little bit of distortion and a little bit of effects on it, of course, to kind of give it a little bit of a tweak, just like studio style tweaking,
Sure. Yeah, you can definitely hear it has an effect on it, but hey, that effect is your choice too as an artist. That's the way I think of it. That's
Well,
why I don't even hate on Post Malone or anyone for using the voice auto tuning and all that. I thought it was fun
there's
when
no
he
auto
started.
tuning involved. There's no auto tuning. It's just
Yeah.
processing.
Well, I wasn't saying that. I was just making another point off
Gotcha.
of your
Sorry.
music. That I appreciate people using effects. Even it's effects become another instrument that you, as an artist, make that choice as to whether that effect is or isn't there. And that can be anything from a fuzz or a distortion. To
Right.
anything. But anyway, I wanted to talk about your vocals because I want you to know that you can hear them clearly. So you can hear what you're saying, if you're wanting to. If you're wanting to listen, you can hear what you're saying. I think that's badass and that's important.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming at. I was like, because when you get in there and you just hear these death metal growlers, it's like, and you can't understand what they're saying. For all you know, they're saying "we suck ass," or whatever the hell the case may be. I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that you could clearly understand what I was saying as best as possible,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it took
But
some
still
work.
got that kind of death metal grind if you want it. I mean, and it's unique also. I want to tell you that. I mean, I'm kind of pointing out the obvious, but I want
Right.
you to know that it works. That's kind of what I'm getting at, and I'm having a good time about it.
The trick to making sure that the words cut through clearly is, you notice there's sibilance. You can hear like all the actual statements. Is one of the tracks is a whisper track.
Okay.
I actually have a whisper track because when you're talking, you have a better chance of being understanding when you're cupping the mic and you're singing. It's like this right here. So it's kind of hard to understand. So
Yeah.
when you're singing, you're just like singing the song like this, and then you put a whisper track behind it, and you just kind of clean it up and take out the breathiness. It lets those syllables cut through a little bit. The S's and T's. And the stuff that is undefinable through cupped microphone help cut through a little bit better. That was
Yeah.
just the approach that I took with that. I don't know if it's ever been done before or not, but that's just what I did.
Right. Check.
So, I
All
mean, feel
right.
free to
Well,
take that idea and use it, because if it helps people understand what you're saying, by all means.
I don't know if it's important to you to hear it or not, man. I just wanted you to know, because I've heard it before. Now I've heard two songs tonight because the what I heard before was just the one song. And
Yeah.
so it's obviously a style that you're going with, and I want you to know I like it. It's unique, it's different, but I like it and it works. It's
All my stuff
obviously
is not that heavy either, though.
it kind of it is it makes it heavy, but it's not at the same time. It's hard to explain that.
Right. See, a lot of my other tracks, I'm actually singing, even though I'm not good at it, but I'm actually singing, and they're more like, like, I wouldn't say anything like Moonfallen, but I definitely would say that I do have a lot of symphonic and, you know, video game style music, like from the Final Fantasy soundtrack, is where I get a lot of influence from. So there's a lot of symphonic elements
Yeah.
and melodic elements in my music, and it's
I dig it, man. I can only speak for myself, but again, that's kind of one of the things. Um, I have this conversation often, but I just had this conversation with a very close friend, family, just the other day. And it's the like Slayer versus the same heaviness or the same speed with melody.
right.
And I like all of the above. There's totally a
Absolutely.
place for Slayer in my life. I fucking
Right.
love Slayer.
Right. It's
But
like me. I like Slayer, then I could turn around and listen to like Beethoven, then turn around and listen to Tool, then
or a band that can kind of come up with a combination but make it unique and original and all their own without it being classical music, for example. That's that band Oh Sleeper. I had a
yeah.
real crazy experience with them when they were just kids. I saw them when they put out their first EP, and I was like, huh. I've heard a lot of heavy music, Pantera included. I mean, I've heard a lot, and I was like, there's something unique and original happening here with, I don't know what's going on. So I started going out to see them, like see the band perform live, and they were even better live. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, God damn, man. And there were a couple of bands like that around back then from Arlington and Mansfield. Another one was called Broadway. Saw a band called Broadway in a warehouse off of 360.
Oh wow.
They were all like 13 and 14 and 15 years old.
So,
and it was some of the heaviest. It was some of the heaviest shit. I mean, I've seen young kids play heavy music, but it's some of the heaviest, fucking most powerful and aggressive music. And I was like, can't. So they turned into that band Bell Epic in a sense. So that's why I followed Bell Epic, and then I followed O Sleeper till they put out their third record, and they brought in a drummer that does the real speed shit with the, what's it called when you tap your
blast beats.
What is it? Yeah, blast beats. Yeah, went with the whole blast beat thing.
Yeah.
I that was not favorable by comparison. And I don't know. I also kind of lived those first two records. Their first record's called When I Am God, and the second one's called Son of the Morning. So I kind of lived those two records, but I don't know. I think those two records are just always good. They'll be lucky if they come close to making records that good again.
So, interesting fact, I forgot about these guys. The singer left. So, when As I Lay Dying, when Tim Lambesis, whatever his name, Lambesis,
you got it,
was yep. And when Tim Lambesis went to prison, the remaining members of As I Lay Dying started Woven War, who featured the singer of Oh Sleeper.
That's correct. He's actually, it's the craziest thing because he's a very good friend of mine. His name is Shane Blaine.
Uh-huh.
And again, I knew him when he was maybe 17. He was one of the older kids in the band, But when they just first put their EP out, and so he's a guitar player, but he's not just any kind of guitar player. I'm a guitar freak. I mean, I'm just a freak about music. And I believe that Shane Blay is one of the best guitar players alive. Like, I think he's superior. He ain't your average guitar player. He is one of the best guitar players alive. It's crazy.
That's
so it was
awesome.
crazy that he ended up singing for Woven War like that. But you're right. That's what happened. And of course, they didn't really have the success, unfortunately, that they were after. Did you like that Woven War music?
See, and that's the thing. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It's nothing. That's what happened. Is people were going to Woven War thinking, oh, it's As I Lay Dying. Well, it wasn't As I Lay Dying at all. And I think I was guilty for some of that. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to hear some As I Lay Dying, And
yeah, you hated on it a little more.
I didn't say I don't want to say I hated on it. It just didn't reach me. It just didn't grab me.
Oh no, yeah.
Not hating it, I promise you. It just
No,
I went
that's
into
what
it.
I mean. It is. It's kind of about how you experience it
Yep.
sometimes. I'll give you an example. Would be there's many, but one would be Van Halen. Van Halen is probably the biggest example. A lot of people hated on the Sammy version of Van Halen. It's just
Right.
the last thing in the world everyone wanted. We just fucking that classic Van Halen, David Lee Roth out front was there was nothing in the universe like that, you know?
We call that the Van Hagar area.
The Van Hagar era. That's right. The original Van Halen fans all dumped on Eddie Van Halen, their favorite guitar player in the world. See, this is my perspective on it. Their favorite guitar player. They dumped on Eddie.
Yeah.
Like they totally fucking just hated on Van Halen for making a move like that.
Right.
And it's kind of like, bro, you know, but I was one of them just in the sense that I had better things to do, you know. I got better music to listen to.
Right.
But I always knew I would go back and listen to it because Eddie Van Halen's one of my all-time, or he is my all-time favorite guitar player.
Absolutely.
And so I've had the good fortune of going back and listening to all that Sammy Hagar era of Van Halen, you know, many, many times and enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, Eddie's a legend, man.
And I probably need to do the same with Woven War. You know, it was an initial shock of, wait, this isn't As I Lay Dying, and didn't really probably give them the proper chance to really get into it. So, yeah, I need to go back and revisit for sure because, you know, I love those guitarists, Bill and not Herman.
Yeah.
I forget the other guy's name, but yeah, I mean, I love their style. I love that sound, but I think I unfortunately went into it thinking, okay, this is gonna be another As I Lay Dying, and it wasn't, and I didn't stick with it, but I didn't hate it. It was fine music. It just didn't grab me. I'm you know, when you're expecting something with nothing but screams and screams and screams, and when it's not that, for me, I just tend to kind of, well, it's not my thing and move on from it. So I'd like to revisit and give it another shot for sure.
I love that, man. I'd like to check you on it.
Yeah.
Why don't you come back here next month, give you a solid month to listen to it a few times in your car and at home. Now, I heard you say earlier that you have wife and child, so I have no expectations from you at all. But I'm putting it out there. If you would like to come back on, I'll actually advertise in advance Steven's review of the Woven War record. And
hell yeah. Fuck yeah, man. I love it. Metal Steve.
Yeah, that's what we call him, unless we call him Sellout Steve, and I don't want to talk about that.
Hey, get to the chopper. The chopper.
Yeah.
The chopper. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
If you're an As I Lay Dying fan, I can't pass it on without throwing out Get to the chopper.
Yep. Austrian Death Machine.
That's right, man. That was a classic era right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's where I was. I had my ear all up in that Oh Sleeper at that time. That whole When I Am God record, I probably saw, I don't know, 20 or 30 shows that 2-year period. And then during the second record, the Son of the Morning, another 20 to 50 fucking shows there.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's really funny because I had the good fortune of seeing Dimebag Darrell Abbott like that. And Mike Scascia of Rigor Mortis. You know, I've seen some really good, like really good guitarists hundreds of times, right?
Yeah.
And I felt the same way. You know, don't get me wrong, I feel that way all the time because I just love music so much and I get tickled, you know. But with Shane Blay, I was convinced, you know, I understand why they changed their style and everything, but I was convinced that the world was going to recognize him as, you know, maybe even a game changer.
Yeah.
Like I thought he had the potential to make heavy metal something new again in the way like Dime did, or maybe in a kind of way like Eddie Van Halen did. You know, I thought Shane Blay was a real fucking game changer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check their stuff. You know, I've always known of them, but you know, I'm sure I've heard their music, and but I couldn't think of any of their songs or albums. So I'm gonna go back and check them out. And I hate that because they're local, and I always catch local stuff. I mean, hell, like Element 80, I love those guys. You know, and so I hate that I haven't caught that up. I haven't caught up to that.
Well, let's point out the obvious that basically they're considered a Christian band.
That's fine.
And so that probably had something to do with it, you know.
No, I like all that stuff.
Part of the reason I was able to, you know, follow them and everything again is because I met them when they were kids, and they're my kids' ages. See, is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. As a stepping into the Christian band things, you know, I actually know some pretty heavy Christian metal that would make people just throw up their hands and be like, "You got to be kidding me."
Yeah.
Well, and that's what As I Lay Dying.
I don't think there's that many of them. If there are, you can tell me about them, because I used to be aware, and you know, I feel like Christian rock or Christian metal, I feel like that's something of the past.
It is.
And only bands like Oh Sleep are barely dragging that into 2025, because you know, I'm not sure that any of those band members really, you know, I don't think they live or believe the things that people would think that someone lives or believes when you say Christian anything.
Right.
And I personally love that about them. That to me makes them real people. And if I were to have questions about faith and, you know, things of that, I'd be more likely to ask someone like that than I would some jerk off, you know, in a 3-piece slamming a desk or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the thing, is you're right. It's that hasn't been a thing for almost probably 20 years. And unfortunately, As I Lay Dying was probably kind of a part of that, when people started calling them out, and, you know, calling them hypocrites and things like that, you know, and probably unfair to them. And that's probably what kind of
crashed and burned. It all kind of crashed and burned together.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But really what happened more than anything else was just the whole entire music industry died, or the way that we understood it completely went away.
Yep.
It completely went away.
Yep.
And so the whole Christian rock world, you know, they lost 100% of their distribution also, even though a lot of their distribution was to Christian bookstores primarily.
Yep.
But they still had to have like an As I Lay Dying, one of the reasons they were a popular Christian band, or who else that Here Comes the Boom, Ready or Not.
Yeah, POD.
How do you like me now? Ha ha.
Yep.
You know, you have to have that crossover radio hit, that crossover into the, you know, what you would refer, if you're a Christian band or Christian, would be secular market, you know.
There you go.
You have to do that for anybody to know who you are, because trust me, I know 100 amazing Christian bands that no one ever no one I know knows of. And I know another couple of hundred bands that are more that are non-Christian or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. You've got Norma Jean and Demon Hunter and those bands, and
but even Demon Hunter's barely keeping it alive anymore.
Right. That's what we're talking about exactly. It's just,
well, I think the whole thing kind of like all of us. I'm going to put myself in there, and I really was an outsider way more than any of those people. But I'm going to put myself in there because I did a stage at the Cornerstone Music Festival. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that I knew these bands already, you know, and there was this outdoor music festival where you could set up a stage for free. You didn't have to pay for the space or anything, but you had to set up a stage. So one year I set up a small stage and rented a PA, took a PA. it worked out pretty good, man. Took a couple of bands up there. It worked out all right. And I saw the potential. Next year, I took a little bigger stage, and I took a sound guy with me with his sound system. So we had a legit setup, and it worked out kick ass. So I went back the next year with a bigger stage and a tent. And, I really changed the way that Cornerstone did what you call generator stages. Mine was about as professional as you could get it. And so I end up being a part of that. Like I knew back then Brian Head Welch when he was going through his whole thing.
Yep.
He was up there at Cornerstone and at the Texas stage. The guys from POD were at the Texas stage. That was my stage, the Texas stage. They didn't play there. They weren't playing. They just would check out the bands.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, I'm only saying
the
all
door
that
shut down
stuff to help clarify what I'm about to say. And that is that Christianity is a little bit, or that religious, that formed, religious form of Christianity, of going to church every Sunday and everything else. It's a little bit like, having a lofty notion of how your job is going to go. You get your job with the best of expectations, thinking that, hey, the boss is really going to look out for me. And you find out eventually that it's nothing like that at all. So that's a little bit what formal, Christianity is or was, to not just me and a few people that I knew, but really to a whole lot of people. And I can say that only because I was there. I saw it all happen. And so in the artist world, there are actually songs and records, and I, believe it or not, believe that Oh Sleeper was a big part of it. That record, When I Am God, it literally talks about tearing the church down and building it back up. That's what the whole record's about, in a sense.
Yep.
Right.
Make that analogy with tearing an individual down and building an individual back up. And they also make the analogy of a battle. And I mean, the fucking guy that writes those songs is a genius, man. Genius lyricist. And so, yeah, that's it, man. Thanks for bringing up Shane Blade, because I do still believe he's one of the best guitar players. And Shane, if you happen to listen, please hop on, blow your brains out with us, and let's have a good time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it's good to learn this stuff too, or listen to this and have other people's perspectives, because you never know what you can learn from it,
So Christy's trying to get us to play some songs, man. What we got? You got some of these things?
I actually do. I have a video queued up of that band 11 Teen.
Fuck yeah, I want to hear it. I actually was listening to it on my phone a little while ago. It's good stuff, but I didn't watch the whole video. So let's get on it, man.
Well, I'm enjoying my time talking to you guys. So
Fuck yeah.